It seems like the end of Sakurai Smash Bros. Has finally come, with the reveal of Sora coming out just on October 5th. I was originally going to upload a Majora's Mask video, which I'm still going to be working on in the background, but I figured this may be the perfect time to go ahead and look over all of the Sakurai Smash Bros. Games. Now, that is every Smash Bros. Game up to this date, but you know, nobody knows what the future of Smash Bros. After Ultimate is really going to be. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be an absolutely huge chair to fill, and honestly, you gotta have some serious balls to do something like that. Nonetheless, this is a retrospective and a look back at Sakurai's Smash Bros. Video games, starting with Smash 64. In 1995, a man named Masahiro Sakurai was at a Japanese gaming arcade. He would often go to these arcades to play his favorite fighting game series at the time, KOF. This day he was playing KOF 95 and a couple of casuals just happened to approach him and they decided to play the game. Sakurai played the game quite often and was quite good at the game, and he had beaten the casuals down to an absolute pulp and they gave up on the game entirely. This made him feel awfully bad about the thing, and when he started working for a games company in 1998, he sought to change that mentality in fighting games. It was really well known at this time that fighting games did not do very well marketably most of the time because fighting games was a major craze, and so doing something unique with your fighting game was absolutely important to what you did. So Sakurai had a little prototype game known as Dragon King the Fighting Game that he showed to a co-worker, Satoru Iwata. Satoru Iwata approved of the idea and continued helping him develop the game. Though Sakurai actually wanted to use Nintendo characters for this game and he knew Nintendo would not approve of this. So instead, he decided to make a playable prototype featuring Nintendo characters, and then he showed it to Nintendo in order to get the approval. Some have said a game released in 1995 known as the Outfoxies by Bandai Namco was seen as an inspiration. So, how did it do on release? Well, it got tons of positive reviews actually. Nothing super crazy like high 90s or anything, but high 70s, mid 80%, which is pretty good for a developer's very first game. Very first original idea for a game. And that's how the Smash Bros. That we know and love today had came into development. So, how's the gameplay? Smash 64 is neither a good or bad game gameplay-wise. It's definitely pretty decent, and it's a good foundation for what later became a legendary franchise. Some of the characters feel completely normal, completely good, the movesets are fully there from the games that you remember. Although some characters, for instance like Captain Falcon, feel completely incomplete for some reason. For instance, Captain Falcon does not have a forward air, nor does he have a side B at all, but then Link does. So to say the least, the game overall feels rushed in some places, but it is overall pretty decent. Much like Melee, you know, it doesn't feel finished in some aspects. So when landing, sometimes with certain characters you can't immediately do certain attacks. This is where the game starts to feel rather stiff. Not only in that aspect, but also on some characters who are missing specific moves. For instance, how I mentioned Captain Falcon does not have a side B. Well, he does have a back air, but he doesn't have a forward air either, it just does his neutral air. So when you're Captain Falcon and you're trying to do an upbeat or recover, maybe you'll accidentally press side B slightly on your controller, and then it'll automatically do Falcon Punch instead. There's small issues like these for the very first game that I can let go, but I'm not going to go ahead and say that this feels amazing or anything, because it's just not true. But I think it's a pretty decent game, and there's a lot of cool shit that you can actually do. Just go watch some of the Smash Bros. Combo contests and some of the pros actually play the game. It's impressive how combo intensive this game can get. The game features a pretty tiny cast for its very first entry, that being of Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Captain Falcon, Luigi, and Ness. This adds up to a total of 12 characters, which is actually pretty good for a 3D game around this time, especially something with a brand new unique idea. I was actually surprised about the amount of variety that they had in the arcade mode. Not only did they have normal battles, but they had team battles, they had giant battles, they had battle against Metal Mario, plus they had break the targets, board the platforms, and race to the finish, which are all staples that you will see in later games. It's actually really cool to see the announcer announce different characters, but what I absolutely love about it the most is when you go up against Master Hand, because the way the game makes him seem threatening is instead it starts playing this ominous music, and then it doesn't say anything with the announcer's voice. The announcer in Smash 64 is actually pretty cool because around this time, most games did not announce the characters in the character select screen. The majority of them would stick with saying you win or you lose or whatever. They wouldn't do too much else, but in this one, Sakurai innovated by actually making a name off all the characters and all the different game modes within the game. One of the best parts about the Smash Bros. Games in general is about how actually simplistic the controls are. There's nothing requiring pressing several buttons to do insane stuff. It's more like up B, side B, down B, or press the A button and B button, and there you go, you're doing cool attacks and you're doing special moves. No down forward A or down forward B or any of this stuff that other fighting games would be like at the time. This is because, like I said earlier, Sakurai was going towards that casual appeal, and this game really did do super well at doing that. Trust me, when Super Smash Bros. Melee was announced at E3 2001, everyone was hyped for it. Well, with the gameplay out of the way, how exactly does the music sound? Smash 64's music is nothing other than impressive. Even back then with the original game, Sakurai was making sure that the game had originally composed music and had arrangements done. The genius behind every single song in this game except for the character select theme is Hirokazu Ando. This is pretty impressive considering the fact that Smash 64 is a pretty small game. Yet 28 songs were still developed for the game, and this includes tiny arrangements such as the game over screens and the victory screens. That means there are 22 full songs made in this game, with only one not made by him. What makes a lot of Smash 64's remakes so good is the fact that they focus on a heavy bit of percussion to fit it better with the fighting game tone. If there's anything that feels really good while fighting another opponent while listening to music, it's the feel of the bass. Bass is extremely important when it comes to getting people in the zone and paying attention. This is due to the fact that a lot of the music that's made in this world is based around the bass of the actual song. The bass is what keeps the tempo and everything else plays around it. So with that being said, I am now going to play 3 different tracks that I absolutely think are the best choices in this game. 2 of them are going to be original music and 1 of them is going to be an arrangement. The reason I find Planet Zebes to be such a good arrangement is because the orchestra in the background really boosts the sound effects of the bass. You can hear the trumpets and the tubas really lifting up the sound of the bass in the background. It's really good for MIDI especially. MIDI is mostly what a lot of games used back in this day. Unfortunately, Planet Zebes does have one of my favorite songs in all of the Metroid series, but the downside here is that I don't think the MIDI does the chorus justice. Either way, this is still my favorite arrangement in Smash 64. What I really like about the Final Destination theme in Smash 64 is the fact that it's only used for Master Hand. This is because Final Destination is not actually able to be played regularly, so the theme is really more built around Master Hand than anything else. In this scenario, at the beginning of the song, they build up quietly a crescendo of madness and darkness, making you curious and what's about to happen. And then Master Hand shows up, and the MIDI drums kick in. They kick in really hard, and it all sounds really good when it comes together. If I'm being honest, there's not very many things for me to say about the Metal Crystal theme. It's just a really good theme. I think what I really like about the Metal Crystal track is how hard rock it's trying to be. It's super enamored in its hard rock fucking guitar, and it goes super hard with the drums as well. It gives no shits, it's just going the fuck in, and it doesn't care what you think about it. Either you like it or you don't like it. And that's exactly what Metal Crystal thinks about you too. If anything, Metal Crystal is a humble piece, because it doesn't give a shit about your feelings, and it doesn't give a shit about its own feelings either. It's just trying to be its own thing. I've never really heard too much else like it. I kinda like it a lot. Well, anyway, that's the video. The next one is going to be on Super Smash Bros. Melee, and I'm proceeding to do the next 3 games after that too. I'm going to cover every single game in Sakurai's era. If you liked the video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.